Trump slowly heals America with a new slew of presidential orders he's signing. Boom, boom, boom. These are going to be great. But he's starting with an attack on Joe Biden's auto pen. This is key. Got to remove it. Trump's making the case. Welcome to Doug in Exile. This is where the happy patriots are. You guys are subscribing, blowing up my numbers, but I don't deserve it, of course. I'm going to work doubly hard. The more you abuse me with your subscriptions, the more I will abuse you with working hard on even more news. Here's Trump.
Pen that can do that. Right? Look at that, Pam. Is that a good signature? Seriously, is that a good signature?
It is good.
Who can write like that? Nobody. I don't know. That's the other thing. I assume we're looking at the whole auto pen scam.
Sir.
Because the person that ran it said he spoke to it briefly twice about nothing. That means that all those pardons that he gave to some very bad people, very unpatriotic people, very evil people, it looks to me like those pardons are worthless.
They're worthless. Joe Biden's signature was worthless. Remember how beautiful Trump's signature looked? Even Biden's signature, this is what's so weird about the auto pen. It looks like, a monkey scrawled it. And then they captured that and had the auto pen do his weak, barely conscious signature. They really should be doing better branding with Biden. They should have fixed his signature.
Because number one, you shouldn't use an auto pen very specifically. But if you do, it has to be a very good reason. And they have to know that the president wanted it. The president didn't want this. The president didn't know he was alive, okay? He never approved any of this stuff. He wasn't for open borders and all the other things. He was never for open borders. I've known Biden a long time. He was never...
He's defending Biden.
Very sharp, but he was never in favor of open borders and all of the other things he did to destroy our country. Let's go.
Lastly, sir, this is an executive order on flag burning.
Oh, yeah, we're getting to the flag burning thing. I just love that he defends Biden, saying he wasn't very sharp, but he was not for open borders. Now, on healing America, this is my favorite one because the left is going to come out against him, ironically, claiming free speech to burn flags. Here's Trump. Executive order. You're going to prison. Minimum, no exceptions if you burn an American flag.
Lastly, sir, this is an executive order on flag burning. It charges your attorney general.
Would you listen to this? This is very important. Flag burning. All over the country, they're burning flags. All over the world, they burn the American flag. And as you know, through a very sad court, I guess it was a 5-4 decision. They called it freedom of speech. But there's another reason, which is perhaps much more important. It's called death. Because what happens when you burn a flag is the area goes crazy. If you have hundreds of people, they go crazy. You could do other things. You can burn this piece of paper. But when you burn the American flag, it incites riots.
He said something very bad. He goes, it's called death. He's the greatest communicator ever. He's very serious, and it's true. It does cause riots. Now, listen to this, because remember, Trump was accused of an insurrection.
At levels that we've never seen before. People go crazy. In a way, both ways. There are some that are going crazy for doing it. There are others that are angry about them doing it. Do you want to discuss that?
Sure. So what the executive order does, sir, it charges your Department of Justice with investigating instances of flag burning. And then where there's evidence of criminal activity, where prosecution wouldn't fall afoul of the First Amendment, and instructs the Department of Justice to prosecute those who are engaged in these instances of flag burning.
And what the penalty is going to be, if you burn a flag, you get 1 year in jail. No early exits, no nothing. You get 1 year in jail. If you burn a flag, you get, and what it does is incite to riot. I hope they use that language, by the way. Did they?
Yeah,
incite to riot.
Incite to riot. That's what they charged Trump with on January 6th, was incitement that they could not prove. I love this. Now, the Democrats are going to claim to be for free speech, and they're going to claim they're against passing laws burning flags. Here's Hillary Clinton from 2006. Check this out.
So I hope, Mr. President, that we can pass a law that criminalizes flag burning and desecration.
Whoa, who's that? What happened to that lady? This is before the legion of 15 demons came into her. This is back when she was speaking normal. This is the Democrat Party in 2006. Where did they go? She said they should pass a law making Burning flags illegal. That used to be patriotic to Democrats. That party is gone. El Gano.
It is the national symbol. The reason it is worth preserving is because it unifies this diverse nation. The flag's unique place in our national life means that we should preserve it against all manner of destruction. A statute making it unlawful to burn, mutilate, or trample upon any flag of the United States, period. It doesn't matter who burns or mutilates or tramples the flag, and it doesn't matter why. Under my proposal, it will be unlawful to do the flag harm, no ifs, ands, or buts. I think that we can and that we should tell everyone they can't burn the flag.
I agree that this burning, this desecration that can happen to our flag is something that people have a right to ask this body to try to prohibit and prevent.
Okay, yeah, we're not going to forgive it. We're not going to prevent it. You're going to jail now. Is this a winning policy? Here's the Republican policies with the Democrat policies with Scott Jennings with a lunatic claiming that Trump's approval ratings are dive bombing.
Oh, Jessica, I think the critiques of Democrats are fair. I think it's pretty clear that despite the fact that Donald Trump has cratered, Republican, their brand has cratered, the Democratic brand has not recovered, and it's because
what are you talking about? What is the Democratic
trust.
Approval rating? Come on, be honest, brother. Come on, what's the Democratic?
He calls him brother. Come on, brother. It's gonna drive him crazy. I love it. He claims the Republican Party has cratered our rating and Trump's ratings.
Approval rating, and what's Donald Trump's? Come on, man.
So Scott and I actually might agree.
Let me just correct one issue. Donald Trump is not cratered. If anybody's cratered, the Democratic Party, 33% in the Wall Street Journal poll. There's another one where they're at 19%. Trump at worst is in the mid 40s. The Republican brand is in a lot stronger position. You're absolutely right about the Republicans or the voters who only vote for Trump. I'm not sure they consider themselves to be members of either party. And
this is about our plan for next year. Listen to Scott Jennings here. To this guy, the only thing that's cratered is this guy's head. But this is our marching orders for next year. Why the Senate, why the midterms are going to be ginormous. Because Trump will be done if Democrats take the majority. They will impeach him.
It is imperative that the Republicans convert them. So I would say, honestly, Jessica, this is project number one for the Republican Party for the midterms, is you have to make an argument. If you like Donald Trump and you turned out for Donald Trump, if the Democrats win in November, it's all going to go away. All the progress that you're for is going to stop if Democrats win the election. That's probably the best argument they have. And the only person who can really make it is Trump himself. And I suspect he's going to have his shoulder to the wheel for the midterm.
He's going to help. He's going to get to work. He has to get to work for Republicans. By the way, in the meanwhile, between now and next year, I don't want to divide the Republican Party. I don't want the Republican Party going after Chuck Grassley. I don't want the Republican Party even flushing out a lot of rhinos. You have to get numbers. Yes, any rhino that's being primaried by a MAGA person, who can win? Who can win is the key. The Buckley rule. They have to be able to win. I don't want a tantrum vote. I don't want a tantrum candidate. You have to win. You have to have the goods. If you can't win and you give that seat to a Democrat, you're going toward impeaching President Trump. That's the strategy. It's super important. That's our job that we're going to be doing over this next year. And I'll help inform all you guys on the important seats that are up, that are vulnerable. We'll cover it all on this channel. I hope you've subscribed. Here's Victor Davis Hanson on calling out James Carville's reptilian lies.
They tried him as a private citizen. Nobody's ever done that. They raided his home in Mar-a-Lago. That is a terrible precedent for an precedent. No one has ever done that. They tried to get him off the ballot in 25 states. No one had ever done that. There were 2 assassination attempts during the campaign. That had never happened before. They tried to debank him and make it impossible for Donald Trump to write a check, whether from Morgan Stanley or Bank of America or any bank.
They debanked Barron Trump and Melania Trump. They didn't just do Trump.
So my point is this: when James Carville says we're going to get tough, we're going to get really tough, and we're going to let in Puerto Rico and Washington, D.C. to get 4 senators, or we might have to pack the court to 13. Justice, I'm thinking, well, you always were going to do that. You were going to pack to 15. In fact, if you had not lost the House and Senate during the Biden administration, had you had a normal president that was in control of his mental and physical abilities, then you would have not only pack the court, and not only, as you promised, let in 2 states, but in addition, you would have gotten rid of the electoral college by the hook and crook of the National Voter Compact.
If you hadn't lost the House and Senate, that's what's so important about 2026. If we lose the House and Senate, some people are going to be working against Republicans going, we're going to get these rhinos out. We're going to lose the House. And we don't care if we lose the House and Senate. I'm keeping my eye on Marjorie Taylor Greene, too, on the budget, because you could lose the House and Senate over the budget. And she's talking about demanding that we not pass bills that spend as much money, the continued resolution that allows Mike Johnson to perform Trump's will. I'm cautious on that, even though I remain a fan of Marjorie Taylor Greene. I believe she's wrong on that one. It could be bad timing. I'm waiting for Trump's cue on that to see what he says about it. So that's the importance of the House and Senate next year. We're going to be focusing on that all this year. Here's more on Trump's presidential executive order. This is cutting funds to states and cities using cashless bail.
That have cashless bail policies, and then it withholds or revokes federal funds and grants that are flowing to those jurisdictions to ensure that we're only supporting the people who have reasonable common sense policies around crime.
So what area does it cover?
Potentially anywhere that has a cashless bail policy. So some of the largest cities, some of the most left-wing states in America have
Almost all of
adopted.
them, right?
Illinois would be a great example of that, sir.
Oh, they have a great cashless bill. You don't even have to go to court sometimes. No, Illinois, I love that state. It's a great state, but it's run so badly by Pritzker. They threw him out of the family business and he becomes governor. Now he wants to run for president. I don't think that's going to happen. Okay, we'll sign right here, right?
Sir.
That's going to specifically hit J.D. Pritzker. They're going to remove federal funds from the state if they allow cashless bail, which helps criminals, hurts innocent people. But wait. There's more on this presidential order, giant parade of signings, a stack of new presidential orders that we have to make into law. How? By the Senate and the House of Representatives. Another reason why we need to keep our numbers up over there. It's all connected, guys. Here's Trump nailing the fake news.
Everybody before me is happy what I'm doing. Most of you won't say that because you're radical left. The newspapers are so dishonest. The press is totally dishonest, but that's all right. We've gotten used to it. And we won in a landslide, so they obviously lost their power. I mean, it's impossible to imagine.
We covered that for the last year. The media's loss of power is so significant that the people just don't believe them anymore. And they don't have any tools left, which is why they're turning to violence in the streets.
That when you get 97% negative stories, purposely negative stories, even though you've done 97% positive things, that they could... that you could win an election in a landslide, winning all 7. Think of it, all 7 swing states, winning by the popular vote by millions of votes.
That's with 97% negative coverage from our fake news media. The point of that is, guys, Republicans, the GOP, MAGA, Trump, J.D. Vance, Pam Bondi, they're way more popular than we think they are, because part of our thoughts are programmed by a fake news media. Whatever culture says that's negative about Trump and his policies, they're wrong. We never have to fear again. But just so you know, as popular as we know Trump is, you know the way that you feel about Trump, there's far more people loving Trump and supporting his agenda than even we are aware of, because you'll never know the actual lay of the land, because the communicators about polls, about what people think, they're liars. So everything that Trump does, I would say, is at least 5%, maybe 10% more popular than we think it is.
We had a fantastic, the best is your districts. Out of 3,000 districts, I guess we won 3,500. We won 2,750, and they won 500. And that's, to me, the best of all. And we had tremendous in every way, the election. And it's hard to believe you can do that when you have a corrupt media. But many of you are corrupt, and it's nothing we can do about it. We keep winning, and we're going to keep winning. And this whole story on crime is incredible that the Democrats wouldn't be with us.
The story on crime, which the media is also still lying about. I love that he calls them out to their face. Here's a tiny not odd, but just a story a little off topic. This is Attorney General Ken Paxton, who, by the way, Chip Roy could be running for this seat. And of course, I support Ken Paxton over Chip Roy. Talk about Republican division. Breaking. I'm instructing Texas schools to display the 10 Commandments in accordance with Texas law. It's the law that they'll be shown. Remember, it's freedom of religion, not freedom from religion. Freedom of religion. Religion has the freedom. It's not a freedom that removes all religion from public sentiment or even from government. I will not back down from defending the virtues and values that built this country. Those who are against the 10 Commandments are against the foundations of this country. There's one more. J.D. Vance at that signing with Trump. This is very important.
With the 11%, okay? There's no crime. J.D., please.
Yes, sir. Well, thanks, Mr. President. Thanks to the incredible team here. You know, I want to echo something the president said, where you say there haven't been murders in a couple of weeks in D.C., and it doesn't sound good, but then you talk to local law enforcement, and I didn't realize that this town averaged one murder every other day for the last 20, 30 years, which means that in 2 short weeks, the president and the team have saved 6 or 7 lives, people who would have been killed on the streets of D.C., who are now living, breathing, spending time with their families because the president had the willpower to say no more. We're not going to give the streets of D.C. over to vagrants and robbers and murderers. And
those people that are alive, by the way, are probably black youth. Probably black youth. Trump saved at least 3 lives just this week, and Democrats are against it. Think about that. Do black lives matter? Not to a Democrat.
Last point I want to make, sir, to your point about we want people to welcome us, to ask us, because look at Governor Pritzker in Illinois, or Governor Newsom in Los Angeles, or Governor Moore in Maryland. They are angrier about the fact that the president of the United States is offering to help them get their crime under control than they are about the fact that murderers are running roughshod over their cities and have been for decades.
This shows everything. It shows where their political worldview is. If Trump cured cancer, the Democrats would oppose it, and that's true. We're going to go to these angry Democrats, okay? One of them is the Chicago mayor, that Johnson fool, when someone in the public confronted him about a murder that happened in his city. This is his weirdo, passive-aggressive response to that whole thing.
Is quite threatening.
What?
It's quite threatening.
Really?
Can we move on to the next person here?
Mayor Johnson, over the weekend, ICE arrested an illegal alien named Jose Luis Mendoza Gonzalez, who had been released by a Safety Act judge he was
no cash bail.
Charged with concealing a body of a 37-year-old mother of 2, Megan Boss.
In April, investigators found the body of 37-year-old Megan Boss in a container on Mendoza Gonzalez's property. She'd been missing for nearly 2 months.
Mendoza Gonzalez was released to his home after his arrest. The charges didn't qualify for pretrial detainment under Illinois' Safety Act.
He had her in his...
Okay, I don't want to go into the details of this grisly murder, but that's why you never put her next to a Democrat. Are you crazy? Do you want people to die? Trump on these executive orders are winning. And meanwhile, here's a bunch of Democrat hippies protesting in D.C. They're angry that there's been no murder in what is now 12 days without murder in D.C. Look at these. Are these nice people? Oh, you're doing a lot of good. Look at her. She's got the Trump in a diaper cut out there. They're banging sticks. This is what monkeys do. This is like Quest for Fire, like the beginning of 2001: A Space Odyssey. This is what apes do. They're like banging bones on pans. You're winning, Democrats. Good strategy. Yeah, hold it up. Free DC from Trump stopping murder. Free DC. Free DC. Free DC. Look at them. They're saying, we want murder. We want murder. Imbeciles. It was an act of profound godly providence that Trump won. The good is going to continue. The murders are going to stop. If he get those presidentials through, not burning flags, ending no hold bond, not the cashless bond that basically frees criminals to allow them to go on and perform more crime in America. We're winning. Trump is winning. It's a lot of hard work. There's so much damage he has to reverse. It's going to take a minute. Keep him in your prayers in the meanwhile, and I'll keep bringing you the good news. I'm Doug in Exile. Shout out to the Quad Club.